Hello. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Well, I have an interesting. I got respect some women who try to advise other women trying to keep their man, but sometimes they don't. I'm gonna start out with the women. Salute to the women who trying to advise other women. Hey, you need to really think about what you're doing before you lose this guy. But I'm gonna start with that, and I'm gonna show you the coldness of how some women are starting to get. So be careful what type of woman, guys, you're getting. I'm gonna start with this one. But so shout out to the women, because it's not about bashing all women, because there's some good women. But watch the type of woman you get.
If you qualify, and it's completely.
Y'all tell me what y'all want, and I talk to these men. And then I come back and tell you, well, this is what this type of guy said. And then y'all get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the guy you say you want, say he want. What the hell?
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. That was just a snippet of Kendra G going in on women because they're giving her a difficult time about what men say they want in a woman. Before we get into the video, let's hear a word from our sponsor. There's a secret diet that many celebrities, CEOs, athletes, and 12.9 million other Americans use. It's the keto diet, and it's considered an efficient way to reach weight goals, increase energy levels, and enhance mental focus. There's even strong evidence that it will increase lifespan, stabilize blood sugar, and reduce inflammation as well. I'm on the keto diet myself, but progress can be slow because it takes time for the body to stop using energy from carbs. That's why I switched to this amazing keto powder. It helps increase ketones levels in the body without having to follow the strict rules of the keto diet. So results like a boost metabolism came sooner for me. It's 3 times better than coconut oil, butter, or MCTs. Plus, each order comes with 2 bonuses: free VIP live health and fitness coaching for life, and a free ebook titled The Top 14 Keto Foods. Increase the level of ketones in your body sooner with it. KetoActRight.com is notorious for selling out due to their high demand. As of the making of this video, they're in stock, and they're 51% off. And if you order now, you also get free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Get yours while you still can by going to KetoActRight.com or visit the link below. I get the feeling that Kendra G is going to get so aggravated that she's going to give up on helping these women real soon. And we know it won't be the first woman who tried to help women and got frustrated and quit. Remember April Mason? She finally quit because she couldn't take the nonsense from women anymore.
The healthy individuals that they are run across is not the problem. They are the toxic. I would say about 60% of my clients that come to me with this problem find out that it has more to do with them than the other person.
She said 60% of her clients, which are women, are the problem, which means she's saying that women don't want to share the blame for the reason that they're single. She then elaborated on a few things she meant by that: being disagreeable, defensive, argumentative about everything, always finding something to nitpick about, looking for perfection. If you mention anything about doing something kind for the man they chose, it's the "what is he going to do for me?" And the list goes on. Now, this doesn't excuse men's behavior. A lot of men think because they are high earning, it makes them a high value man. Not. Also, remember Rebecca Lynn Pope when she finally couldn't take it anymore and decided to quit coaching women?
I stopped matchmaking. And the reason I stopped matchmaking is because I literally I can't handle female clients. You got issues and unresolved issues, and you got a temper, and you're bossy, and you're controlling, and men don't even like to be around you long term. You run everybody away. You think you're so much the ish that you're bougie and vain and stuck up. And men don't like it. And you wonder why you can't keep a man. You wonder why nobody wants to be around you. But in the meantime, boo, you're not even half the things that you have on your list as requirements for a man. You're not even half those things. But you want that in a man. I was like, I knew I had to get out. I had to get out because they're unrealistic.
And now we have Kendra G snapping because women are making it difficult for her to help them.
This is why I don't baby y'all. Because y'all be in the comments boldest on my page at times, saying all the shit that y'all don't like, what you don't like when a man's on this show. And at the end of the day, do you want a man or do you want another woman? Like, if you want to become a lesbian, do your thing, girlfriend, because a lot of times y'all only agree with each other. Y'all are not listening to what these men who y'all say y'all want. understand. The guy that wants you, you don't want him. But the guy that you want apparently doesn't want you. But the guy that you want, you're not even trying to hear some of the things he does not like. All you do is want to argue, push back, and say, oh, this, that. I say if that's the case, either become a lesbian or settle down with the guy that wants to be with you. And I don't know what he got going on. He ain't got no job. You know, I don't know. That's the guy I want to be with you. Then be with him and be happy, go lucky in your life. Or if you want something different at some point in time, you're going to have to start listening to these guys. And this has nothing to do with me. Take Kendra G out of the equation. I ain't got to be this girl. I don't want you. All right? You don't want me. Start talking to the type of men that you say you want and figure out. It's really that simple. That's all I do all day. Y'all tell me what y'all want, and I talk to these men. And then I come back and tell you, well, this is what this type of guy said. And then y'all get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the guy you say you want, say he want. What the hell?
Over the years, I've heard so many women saying, it's the men, they're the problem. And they never take responsibility for their part in the failed relationships. Remember Sister Shahrazad Ali? She's been saying women have been unrealistic for decades.
Expectations has been our downfall. We have made up ideas about what a relationship and a husband or a man is supposed to be like.
Exactly. Too many women have this fairy tale in their mind of how the relationship is supposed to be and how the man is supposed to act. Then they search for the man that fits exactly the way she saw it unfold in her dream. And when he doesn't, they say there's something wrong with him. The reality is, most of these women are not living in reality. I'm noticing a common trend when it comes down to these relationship coaches. They all say the same thing. The women can be disrespectful, disagreeable, won't listen.
Hey, you said we were out of order.
Still out of order.
Mean, diminished, demoralized in ways that we accommodate. Dishonor, betray, and defile one another.
One female relationship coach after another pointing out how difficult it is to get women to make the adjustment that they need in order to get the man that's on the level that they prefer. But let those women tell it, there's nothing wrong with them. But the coaches, they say otherwise.
No, you're a Dusty. You are a Dusty. And he...
When I found out I had metastatic prostate cancer, our bond gave me strength.
You are a Dusty. And he is settling for you. It would be considered struggle of if this man that you desire were with you. You know, and what you have to understand, again, I'm not trying to attack. I just want sisters to be real with themselves. The longer you stay in denial, the more you are going to frustrate yourself. When you are real with yourself about the type of woman you are and what you have to offer, then the better you will be, because then you can start making those improvements.
You hear what she said? Women need to start making improvements in order to move forward. The problem is, the ones that actually need improvement, they don't want to do the work. They want the man that they prefer to do all the adjusting to them. And that's not how this works. And then, when the female coaches try to tell them that, here comes the attitude.
Number one is your attitude. Ladies, I don't think women understand how major this is. If you're walking around and you're bitter, you're mad at the world, you're resentful about the last guy that broke your heart, all of this portrays and it reflects in how you deal with men. Number three is high expectations. If your prayer sounds something like this, God, please send me the man of my dreams, and please don't let him have too many kids, don't let him have any kids. Please let him have a high-paying corporate job with benefits and a red Mustang drop-top convertible, and please let him be tall, dark, and handsome, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to stop you right there. Okay, that's your problem. Wrong, you got it wrong.
So remember, you're hearing this from different women, not men. And with Kendra G now snapping off,
Y'all tell me what y'all want, and I talk to these men. And then I come back and tell you, well, this is what this type of guy said. And then y'all get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the guy you say you want, say he want. What the hell?
I wonder how much longer she's gonna last trying to help these women out. I'll give her another year, because she's still young and she's new at this. But after that, don't be surprised if she makes a video saying that she's done trying to help these women and getting the man of their dreams. And personally, I wouldn't blame her not one bit. Would you?
What the hell?
Hey, somebody had to tell you.
There is a huge boom like we've never seen in Central Ohio. Construction is busy. Local 50 is in dire need of a premises. I could come.
The conversation is about,
if your girlfriend or your wife, whatever, is coming home at 5 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, what type of problems would arise in your relationships because of that? And if you was to address it, what kind of response you would receive for addressing it? And for those brothers, if you're dealing with any woman, that's coming home at 5 a.m. in the morning and, at 3 a.m., ditch her immediately. Ditch her immediately. So let's hear what they have to say on this situation.
Whatever it is, it's not good. Don't feel the shit. Whatever it is, they do. No, I literally can holler to my bitches all day. Like, remember, I got a taller bitch. Hold up. Like, it's just like sometimes things happen. Why does everything have to be that deep? My thing is, okay, if it's not something that's constantly occurring, I'm not going out every week. I'm not going out every weekend. I'm not going out every night. But it just so happened this week, one of my bitches is in town, and we want to go out like 3 times. You know I ain't going out the rest of the month more than like, calm the fuck down.
First of all, you heard her, she said all her friends, you know what's funny? They call each other B-words all the time. No class. They call each other B-words all the time, but if you call them that, it's a problem. It's a problem. But they call each other that all the time. But anyway, she said if all her B-words are in town, right, they going out 3 nights. 3 nights in a row. You know why? Do you know why? When her friends are around, and if she's in a relationship, right? She's a Keisha, right? If she's in a relationship with a guy, right? And this happens to be a decent dude, a good dude, right? The Keishas that she with most likely is single. Most of them are single. Maybe if it's like 5, 6 of them, four is single. Like 4 of them is single, or maybe all of them is single. And what they will encourage her to do is to go out there and cheat. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They will encourage them to go out there and sleep around, telling her, hey, go live your life. You're always cooped up in the house. You never come out like you used to. You're never around like we used to. You drinking and they pressure them, right? And it's not really pressure because if you're a grown woman and you out here getting pressured like you a teenager, it's not that you got pressure. That's something that you actually wanted to do anyway. You just got pushed towards it. So when she's with her friends, 3 nights in a row means 3 nights of pound tizzy. 3 nights of a tizzy tour. That's what that means. So when she comes back, give her her walking papers. Did you hear? She said she has a toddler. So while you out there 3 nights in a row, what happens with the kid? Oh, he gotta be home with the kid, right? It's that masculine energy.
Yeah. Crazy. How much did I say I want to go out this night? She said 3. That's because it just so happened. They only here for the weekend. Like, saying 3, she said 3 times out of the entire month, though. That doesn't matter. Back to back to back. Wait, isn't that not the same as going out 3 weeks in a row? It's the same. It's the thing. If this is, every month is not going to, the percentage is the same. If I've been behaving, percentage is the same, but the circumstance is if I have been behaving and being a great woman, making you steak and medallions and potatoes, stop.
First of all, we know that's a lie. You're not cooking. They don't cook.
A couple of my bad bitches is in town. And not just the regular ones. I was about to say, she's not the bad bitches. The hard ones. Hold on. It don't happen. We want to go outside and have a good time. And it just don't happen.
First of all, I want you to notice something. I don't know who he is. I don't know what that guy did. You know what the guy just did that was in the way of the camera? He poured drinks. He was pouring them drinks. It looked like a bottle of champagne. He poured the Keisha on the right. They filled up their glasses, right? And notice, when he poured her glass, she did not even say thank you. She didn't even say thank you. She didn't say thank you at all. say thank you. Let's go, man. Let's go.
What happens that 3 of my bitches got a host in each night for 3 nights. And I decided out of all the good girl days I had, I want to go outside and hang out with my friends. I have a problem with that. I don't give a fuck. Deal with it.
But the thing is, continue. What do you mean, deal with it? So in our house.
That's their attitude. That's the guy she's with. This is the attitude you get, black men. This is the guy that she's with, the guy she had a kid with. And you telling him you don't give a F? Deal with it? You know who don't get that same energy? You know who they never tell that to? Their bosses at work. They never tell that to their bosses at work. Their boss is telling them all the time to do something that they don't want to do. You know what they don't tell their boss? I'm not doing it. I don't give a F. Deal with it. They never, you know why? Because there's consequences for that. There's consequences. She tell her boss that, the boss will give her, a pink slip. You get your walking papers. You get your walking papers.
That's true. That's true.
How disrespectful is that? Deal with it. Deal with it. And it's the reason why they at the bottom of the barrel now. What kind of top is that she got on? Wearing Becky's hair, all that makeup. You black men, you don't have to deal with this. They want to be Becky so bad. Look at her. They want to be a Becky so bad. They look ridiculous. Listen, they look ridiculous with these weaves. These weaves look ridiculous. That's not your hair type. That's not your hair. We know it don't belong to you. We know it's not real. We know it's not real. You run your fingers through that, you're running your fingers through somebody else's scalp that had the hair. It's like running your head, not scalp, but that hair was on somebody else's scalp. So you're not even running your hand, you're not running your hands through her hair, you're running your hands through somebody else's hair, which is nasty. Which is nasty. You still want to pay to jump in the casino?
Absolutely. Have you signed up yet?
Is it for real?
Of course. It's more real than that Rolex.
Play anywhere, anytime. Who black women really choose. Look at this black woman being happy she was the absolute last round draft pick. Listen carefully to her husband explain how quickly he went back to his Asian ex.
It was May 2012. That is the time where I met Ruth. It was Memorial Day weekend. For those of you who haven't heard the story, Memorial Day weekend, it was a Sunday evening. We met at the top of Empire Hotel in Manhattan. Thus began our relationship. Now,
If you want to know the full story on how we met, it's actually pretty cool and interesting. Make sure you even click on some of the links down in the description down below on how we met and our first date and our first kiss, all of that. So all of that is in the description down below.
in the following months, she was living upstate at the time, so, I only saw her like once a week. It was on the weekend when she came down. And that summer of 2012, I ended up going to Greece. Now, that's important for a few reasons. Like, one, the previous 2 summers I had visited or traveled to Japan. Now, why Japan? Well, I kind of still had someone that I was connected with there. It was a girlfriend I had when I worked and lived abroad in Japan from 2006 to 2009. I didn't stay there. I came back to the States after 2009 because I felt like, I couldn't live there, or at least it wasn't my time to live in Japan. So I came back to the States. I was teaching. But the summer of 2010 and the summer of 2011, I did visit Japan for a couple of weeks to visit my girlfriend at that time. So 2012 was a little bit different because, I had met Ruth and we were dating, and I had told my girlfriend that, I honestly didn't see, a future, right? We still talked and everything. There was hope that we might be together, whatever, but in the end, I just felt like more and more I was just slipping away, and I didn't want her to come over here. She thought about, living here and working here, but I knew it just wasn't going to work because she's too much of a homebody, too much, for Japan, and she would miss, her family, friends, and everything over there. So I was like, no, it's impossible. Like the only way for it to happen would be to move to Japan. But for some reason, I thought it would work, but it just didn't feel right, so I didn't go. So instead, I went to Greece for 2 weeks, and Ruth was still in my mind, and we were talking and stuff, and we were kind of like, we didn't see each other for 2 weeks, but in the end, it's just what it was. So I came back, and the next few months, our relationship strengthened and blossomed and everything.
Yeah.
And then comes December 2012, the same year, whatever. So I was talking to my former girlfriend from Japan, and she had notified me or informed me that she was getting married. And for some reason, like, it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, pardon the expression, but I was just like, I was in shock. I was like, wow, I can't believe she's getting married. And, for some reason for me, it's like, oh, why is she marrying this guy? In the end, for some reason, my thoughts were racing, and I was like, no, she should be marrying me. Like, I should be marrying her, not some other guy, whatever. And we had spoken with each other via Skype and an email and everything, and she told me in the end, like, she really loved me the most, like, out of everyone she's ever met, and, and she thought of us having a future, but because I decided to stay in America, it's just not gonna happen. So, after giving it a lot of thought, I wasn't too sure on my actions, but I kind of acted out of impulse, and I called Ruth, we connected, and I kind of broke up with her at that point.
Yeah, you didn't break up with me. You just said that you wanted to go to Japan.
Oh, right, yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I wanted to go to Japan and see what would happen and see, if it's really meant to be or not. Like, if it's really, me and her, or if it's me and you and everything. Right. And, like, that's what it was. I'm sorry, I was wrong with that.
Yeah. So I get the call, and they're just like, I want to go to Japan. It just, like, happened because I didn't even see it coming. Because a week before, we had actually had a great time. Yeah. We went to this place called Marine Park in the city. We had dinner. It was really nice. And then that weekend, I got that call saying, I want to go to Japan because my ex-girlfriend is getting married, and I think I might have a little bit of feelings for her. I want to go see if it's right or wrong, whatever. So that hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh, I'm finally beginning to fall for this guy. Because before that,
God have mercy upon us.
You see how the divestor just sat there and accepted that she was 5th place at best. Now fast forward to 2024. Here's the same divestor and her bald white man talking about her hair. Listen to how the white man addresses her. He pretty much calls her ugly and manly in so many words that she just laughs. Just listen.
you tell them why
Why what?
you don't like my hair. But it looks so good. I don't know. So I am kind of like, well, the thing is, he doesn't like it, so tell me why you don't like it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I just don't like the locks on you, babe. I mean, it just doesn't fit you, I guess. Like your face, your profile, like you, like your being.
But I thought it looks good.
Like locks, well, it's not just your looks, it's your personality too. Like locks just don't match, your looks. I don't know, it comes off weird. Like, when you have like a teacher, like you're a teacher in school, right? And like, you come off having a certain hairdo, it's gonna be any woman, like, you're like, oh, that woman, she's not that nice, or she's that way, but mainly sometimes it's because the hair that she wears. Like, sometimes I make my judgment based on, the style. If it fits her, then, it's good. If it doesn't fit her, then it's kind of like a negative thing, Like, I like her, whatever, but, the hair, it just doesn't match, doesn't work.
This is what he said.
Just don't work on you, sorry.
Here's what you said. You said that you saw this. Well, we were watching TV and we saw this guy driving and he had locks. And he's like, "See, locks are so masculine. You need to." I don't just like seeing it on you because it reminds me of, like, I just want something feminine on you. So.
Oh yeah, that too. Well, yeah, no, locks can be feminine. It's just the way you look with them aren't that feminine. I mean, some other girls have it and they're feminine, but you're like, your locks aren't that feminine. Like, it depends. Again, it depends on the person. It's very individual. It's individual based. It's very.
Do you know I'm gonna lose a lot of my hair when I take this out? I'm already losing hair.
I know. You've been shedding a lot. I've noticed that actually. I've seen a lot of hair. Like they're turning into like little dust balls. Like when you go and see the Western films, it's actually Russian thistle. I think it's called like the what are they called? Not dust balls. The tumbleweed. Tumbleweed. That's a tumbleweed. Like the desert, whatever. It's an invasive species there, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter, whatever. It actually can pack up. I saw some crazy pictures of tumbleweed, like after a haboob, like a sandstorm, or like a windstorm, whatever, just mounts on people, goes against people's houses. They have to and again, it's like this type of thistle, it's thorny and everything. I have to push it. It's such a pain in the butt, but it can hurt too. But yeah, no. So yeah, I know. I have a little tumbleweed hair all over the place in the living room, and bathroom, and maybe if I collect it, I win a prize or something.
not hurt. Divestors think that everything the white man says to them is a compliment because the white man acknowledging them is the prize.
First is that black women come across as being masculine. Now, it's debatable whether this is down to genetics or whether it's just down to conditioning and environment, but this is the nature of reality, and this can often put white men off. Now, another black girl asked me how it's possible to appear less masculine and more feminine when around white men. My advice to you is to basically find yourself a best friend, okay? Find yourself a best friend, hang around with him for a few hours, and get to know all the kind of mannerisms and all this kind of... And what I'm saying is, if you spend time with him, all that will rub off on you, and you will appear, you will appear more effeminate as a consequence.
White man telling black women that moist men are more girly than them, so in order for black women to get a white man, act like a moist man. Take what you want with that. Like the video.
Nickelodeon was kid everything, but that marked one of the darkest chapters. These are 3 predators who were...
Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
So we're going to lighten it up just a little bit. So the other day, there was a viral TikTok video going around of a brother by the name of Derek Lambert, and he was coming out of a Whataburger, and this is what happened. Check it out.
Hey, I ain't fresh. I ain't fresh. You're not fresh. At all. No, sir. You gotta take your L, bro.
So apparently there was some women there. I guess they were filming him and I guess making fun of his outfit. Now, if you can see, he was matching from all the way from his shirt to his shoes. He had a little crease in his pants. His hair was nicely brushed, and he was like, I ain't fresh. And they was like, nah, you gonna have to take the L on that. And so a lot of people came to Derek's defense and was like, well, nah, that's how he's supposed to look. And so when it was brought to my attention, I'm like, well, what the problem is? What do they see wrong with what he has on? Now, I'm a little older, okay? I'm going to be 53 in a couple weeks. So I'm used to seeing men dressed like that. The ladies of my age, we call men like that citizens, right? He got a nice, fresh, clean shirt on. The jeans is fresh. Back in my day, people put creases in their pants. I guess nowadays they don't. They just get them right out the hamper and put them on how they are. I guess. I don't know. And his shoes was matching. He had a nice set of New Balances and all that. And to me, what I really loved about Derek's presentation is that he looked like he took a bath. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all get mad if you want to. There's a lot of people and some men running around looking like and smelling like they haven't had a bath in the last couple of weeks. Okay, and y'all can be mad, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So when I see a man like that, and I know he probably had on some smell good too, whatever it is, right? Let me digress. Ain't nothing like a good smelling brother. I'ma just tell you like that. But I bet he was smelling good too. But yet, those ladies, whoever they were, had a problem with him. And it don't even sound like they knew him, but they saw him. I guess they was going to clown him, right? They was going to make fun of him. I guess it's supposed to go viral for all the wrong reasons, and everybody else is supposed to join in and say, yeah, look at him. He looked like he dressed like he got some sense today. I don't know. And then what was he supposed to wear coming out of Whataburger? I'm confused. Was he supposed to have a tux on, or was he supposed to have on what a lot of people are wearing nowadays? Wrinkled up t-shirts, jeans with stains on them, or the little skinny jeans, the tights, the jeggings. Oh God, that some of the men are wearing nowadays, and some house shoes, some slides. What was he supposed to have on? Because, like I said, I'm a woman of a certain age, and I love a brother that puts himself together well. Look like he took I imagine Brother Derek Probably went to the closet, maybe even the night before, because y'all of my age, y'all know we used to pick out what we was gonna wear the night before, lay it out, iron it, so we could be fresh to death the next day. So I'd imagine him going to the closet, okay, I'm gonna wear this shirt with those jeans, yeah, those shoes will go with that, and he went out the house looking like a citizen. So I'm gonna say this to you ladies, and I know it ain't y'all, it's them over there, that we need to get used to seeing brothers dressed like that. Once again, listen, I know there's a lot of brothers that dress like that. I'm just using him as an example. And in juxtaposition to some brothers who don't, who just, waking up, I'm going to go to Whataburger and just put on the nearest thing that was on the floor. I don't know. We need to get used to seeing brothers like that. And when we see brothers like that, we need to say, hey, handsome, you look very nice today. Keep it up. Oh, you smell good. What you got on? Because brothers like that too. Brothers like to hear that they look nice and all of that other stuff. So compliment a brother today, but don't you never in your life see a brother like that and try to tear him down. We need to encourage that. So y'all let me know what y'all think about it.
Oh, they won't, Dietrich. Some of them won't. They're too immature.
If you trade, this is going to blow your mind. I found this trading platform called Aquafunded that allows you to trade with their...
Joseph, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chizette.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
This video is captioned, How Selfish Can Women Be? Gentlemen, we're about to hear a story here about a woman who divorced her husband. And caption goes on to read, let me tell you what I just saw. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
So in court today, this woman has divorced her husband because he gets cancer. He got sick and she divorced him. She said that having to take care of somebody that had cancer just took away from her quality of life so much that she couldn't handle it. She said that it wounded her to be inside that marriage after this guy gets cancer. Well, she's back in court suing him for money. Because it come to find out, his life insurance has an advance payment. Like, he's for sure dying. And life insurance paid out in advance of $300,000 so that he can pay medical bills.
Jeez, pure evil.
She's in court while this man is in the hospital on his deathbed, suing him for an advance payment of his life insurance that she forfeited during divorce. Like, how selfish can women be? This guy literally can't even come to court because he's laying in bed dying, and she's sitting in there trying to sue him for life insurance money that he used to pay the medical bills so that his kids wouldn't have to pay his medical bills. Ooh, let me tell you, never ceases to amaze me the depth and pettiness that women will go to get a man's money from him, even after they're dead.
Wow. What a tragic story. So, here we have a husband who's thinking of his children, it sounds like. Because someone's going to have to pay those medical bills, and it sounds like he has a good relationship with his kids, and they would pay them. But he has this insurance, and he wants to cover it so that the responsibility isn't put on the children. But of course, then we have the wife. The ex-wife, that is, who divorced him and gave up the money after she divorced. Probably didn't know that he had some sort of advanced payment when it came to insurance while he's having cancer. The story's horrible. And now she's trying to get a part of that money. This takes me back to that last video that was really popular that I did of the man who won the lottery. I mean, they're completely different situations. And I asked you guys, since in that situation, we had a husband who won the lottery 5 months after the divorce was finalized. She didn't even try to fight it. I was wondering, would she have tried to fight if she knew there was a chance? I thought she would. Because when you look at just how petty some women can get due to divorce, who want to make sure that they drain you of every resource, if they can, they will try to fight for that thing. What's also insane is that they are soulless people in the family court system who sit there not see this for what it looks like and will actually reward this type of dark, evil behavior is what I call this. What do you guys think? So of course a lot of people had a lot to say in the comment section here, but we're going to look at this first comment that actually came from a woman. This woman says, from the National Health Library of Medicine, the figure is 20.8% men versus 2.8% women. She's not wrong. So what is this chick talking about? Basically, there was a conversation that was had in the comment section down below, where they started to talk about who's more likely to leave when their other partner is sick. And I've heard this before, where a lot of women who claim this study that says that men are more likely to divorce women who are sick statistically when they need a partner the most. Here's what this guy had to say in response to that study. Let's check it out.
Saying that women get left when they get sick more than men is really hard to believe. To say that it's 28% to 2.9% is even harder to believe. Knowing that women divorce men at an 80% rate versus men divorcing women at a 20% rate, which is indisputable fact, like, this doesn't make sense to me. Also, 20% is such a huge number. That's 1 in 5, right? So if I knew 5 women that died of being sick, I would know 1 man that left her. And that just seems bonkers to me, because I've probably known about 50 people in my life that have died from being sick, and I don't know a single woman that got left by her husband. That would mean I knew 10. So,
lots going on with the music, his voice, and the wind here. I know. Let's keep listening. I'll try to clean it up. Maybe I'll have it cleaned up by the time I'm talking about this. It won't matter. Let's keep listening.
This made me want to go study it. I googled it, and all I found was a bunch of feminist woke articles about this. I didn't find anything that was objectively true, and I couldn't even find the actual study. I had to go to DuckDuckGo, where I found the study. And if I knew how to do the green screen thing, I'd have the screenshots of the background. You can trust me or not. What I found was really interesting. So, what it said was the divorce rate among people with cancer is pretty much the exact same as divorce rate as people without cancer. Like, people just still get divorced when they're sick at the same rate as when they're not sick. But what the study found that was really interesting from what the articles say is they didn't say who was divorcing who. They just said it was similar among the population. It was interesting that when women got sick, they got divorced at 20% of the time. They didn't say the man was divorcing him or the man was leaving him. They just said that the divorce rate was higher when women got sick. They didn't give a reason, and they didn't give a statement as to who. It's the feminism article saying it's men leaving sick women and men are terrible, and that's what you're reading. So we have to assume, because it's the only information. Now, this study was done like in 2007. It was a long time ago, and articles have been being written off this study ever since then. Like, I saw an article in the New York Times, which is highly liberal, like in 2018. But they have only done this one study back in like 2007.
Right.
So we have to assume, since women are the ones that leave 80% of the time, that stays true when they get sick. So what's actually probably happening, which the study didn't say this, and no news articles say this, and there's no data to back this up, what's actually probably happening is a woman gets cancer, and she knows she's going to die, and she wants to live her life the way she's always wanted to live it, so she leaves him so that she can go be single, free, and travel, and do all the things without her husband. I would say that's more likely the case. And so, to just spout this number as if it's fact, which I guess it is fact, but what the thing that's not fact is that it's the men leaving. The study specifically said that the divorce rates are similar to that of people that aren't sick. So, what we know is women leave 80% of the time, and when women get sick, they're probably still leaving 80% of the time. This is what's dangerous about Googling stuff. Like, I had to find this. I had to take a break from working on my triple turbo Cummins to find your lie. And you are lying. You might not know you're lying, but misleading people on purpose is just as bad as a straight up lie. So go back, you don't believe me, go do your research. But when you told me that men are leaving their sick wives, it just didn't make sense because men stick through marriage.
The Federal Reserve Bank of New
If you've been waiting to apply for disability benefits, don't. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm a lawyer at Attic.
Dr. Sarah Hensley. I believe that's how you say her name. She said that she has discovered the biggest reason why women stop having sex with their husband. I have not watched this video yet, but there's all types of scriptures that is coming to my brain right now. So let's get into this video, and then as always, we'll have a conversation about it, alright? Let's go.
This is the biggest reason that women stop having sex with their husbands, and I know what's coming in the comment section and I don't care. Because I have to spit the truth. And yes, I do know what I'm talking about. I know, Stuart, you're going to comment and say, well, maybe it's this, this, and this, and you're going to get kind of mad about what I have to say, but here's the deal. I have a doctorate in social psychology. I've spent my entire adult life studying romantic relationships, the science of romantic relationships, both studying the science as well as publishing in the science. And so I am very well versed in this topic, not to mention that I've seen thousands of clients and heard from thousands of women about why they won't have sex with their husbands. So, you know, Joe, if you know better, for sure put it in the comments, but I think I have some credibility. And if this is a problem in your relationship, you might want to humble yourself and take a seat and hear what I have to say. The primary reason why women stop having sex with their husbands is because they don't feel emotionally safe. And the reason that they don't feel emotionally safe is because their attachment needs are not being met inside of their relationship. Attachment needs are our deepest needs inside of a romantic relationship. And if those things are not fulfilled, we will not feel emotionally safe. And especially for women, when there is a lack of emotional safety, they start feeling very unsafe giving their bodies to their partner, and they start to feel extremely unattracted to their partner. Like, they simply can't get physically turned on by their partners anymore.
What does this look like?
So if you're not familiar with my content, you might be asking, how do I know what their attachment needs are? Well, there's a lot of information about attachment out there. You could dig through my videos and you could probably very easily figure out the attachment style of your partner. Attachment science has been around since 1958. It's been studied empirically in thousands of empirical studies. Go to PubMed. The studies are out there, okay? Or you can work with me and I'm happy to assess the attachment of your partner. And here's what you need to know. The different attachment styles have very, very different needs. So knowing the attachment style of your partner is really the keys to the kingdom in getting all your needs met inside of the relationship as well. So the anxious preoccupied, their biggest need is love, affection, and reassurance. So they need lots of reassurance every single day that you love them, that the relationship is stable, and that you are in fact appreciative of them. And they really have all the love languages. They just want lots of reassurance of your love, okay? The fearful avoidant, I just did a video on this. Their biggest need is to be able to feel seen, heard, and understood in the relationship, aka trust you to show up for them in a way that feels good to them, okay? So really leaning into seeing, hearing, and understanding them and making a lot of space for their feelings is super important. For the dismissive avoidant woman, it's going to be space, autonomy, and lack of criticism, aka peace and harmony inside the relationship. So a lot of times what I see is that women are expressing my emotional needs are not met, aka their attachment needs, and I physically cannot get turned on by my partner anymore. In fact, they start to get disgusted, like they get the ick, so majorly bad. And could you open up your body and allow someone to like penetrate your being if you feel disgusted by them? They feel like they're violating themselves and someone is violating them. And trust me, I do videos on why meeting a man's sexual needs is very important inside of a relationship. So I'm definitely not one-sided on this. I'm just trying to share the woman's side here. And I know I may get roasted in the comments by the men, and I'm expecting it, and I don't care. And none of my self-esteem comes from what, you know, Bob thinks, right? But I know that I'm going to have a lot of women in the comments shouting, thank you. Thank you for saying what's been so hard for me to say or what my husband is not hearing. So there you go. The haters just boost the algorithm. So go ahead.
Somebody in the comments, they said, just divorce her and find somebody that will. So, look, I'm not in total disagreement to what she said. I think there's some truth behind what she said. But we gotta go back to the Bible because that's how we live, right? 1 Corinthians 7, principles for marriage. Check this out. If you're married or if you're thinking about getting married, which should be all of you unless you're the Apostle Paul and you just have no temptation. You walk around, you're not tempted by anything. I'm assuming most people do not fall into that category. Like 99.9% of people probably do not fall into that category because just the world that we live in, there's so much temptation.
Yeah, that's true.
And the Apostle Paul said, look, if you are tempted in that way sexually, then go ahead and get married. Stop sinning. Stop putting yourself in these situations to potentially sin and just get married and have sex in the confines of your marriage because that is pleasing to God. So I think everybody should be listening up, all right? Principles for marriage, 1 Corinthians 7. Now concerning the matters about which you wrote. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know, I'm assuming most Christians have read this before, but if you haven't read this like in a long time, it's probably going to shock you, all right?
If you think you're beyond help, watch this movie. It may change your mind.
Here are these rare stories about how the impossible happened.
This guy Caroline.
I feel.
Well,
Promise to love
And be with you.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I thought it was something else, but I just wanted to make a quick video about what he was saying right quick. I was trying not to make this too long. I tried to do a couple short ones, but it gives you an analogy on how some women thinking out here, man. And
so there have been some news reports out of Colombia which have talked about black men, passport bros, as they call them, global kings, being set up and robbed and sometimes unalived by women that they have met on dating apps. And a lot of folks, especially the lovely ladies in the black community, have taken to tease, jeer, and literally laugh at and mock these men who died while traveling overseas, looking for fit, feminine, and beautiful women to date and interact with. I guess the ladies think that that's a funny matter. I find it interesting because recently, or should I say over the past 2 years, there have been stories out of the Gambia and Ghana where black American women and a black woman from the United Kingdom was unalived by Gambian men. And when that story was highlighted by men on the internet, these men were shunned for even reporting the issue.
Wait, stop. Don't skip this video because I've got great news for you and your hair. If you are tired of losing or receding or you want to get...
For even reporting the issue. So we dare not, treat black American women the same way that they treat us when it comes to our deaths. Nevertheless, that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is, ladies, it does not matter how many men die while dating overseas, they're still going to keep going. They would much rather risk the chance of death, risk the chance of being robbed overseas in hopes
of interacting with fit, feminine, foreign women, rather than stay in the United States and deal with you awful ladies who are here. So what does that say? What does that really say? Is it the men who are the problem? Or is it the women that they're running away from? What does it say about a man who, instead of dealing with women who are within his proximity, who are within his vicinity, he'd rather go overseas. And what does that entail? You have to make reservations. You have to make accommodations overseas, whatever your responsibilities here in the United States. You have to put them on hold. On top of that, you have to pass up millions of women who are readily available to you, whether they be sex workers or going out on regular dates. You have to pass those women up. Walk right past them. I mean, you're so not interested in dealing with them. You walk past them to hop on a plane, spend your money to go overseas. That says that those women who you are passing up aren't even worth the convenience. The convenience associated with being with them doesn't even mitigate the harm of dealing with them. And the reason that's important is because men typically are lazy when it comes to their options for sexual intercourse. They will date the unattractive fat chick who is the last person in the club because it's convenient. They'll date the secretary. Because she's convenient. They'll date an older woman. They'll date whatever's available. Because men typically have low standards. Men in general have low standards. They will literally bang anything. And so if they're unwilling to bang American women who are right here and available, that says more about those women and the deplorable state to which they have fallen than it does about those men who refuse to deal with them. The other thing we have to understand is that America and Western society, and I'm not just talking about black men, because there are a lot of men, white men included, Hispanic men included, Asian men who are going back to places and countries where traditional values reign supreme, where women are raised to be wives, not whores. They're going places like Thailand, the Philippines. They're going places like Singapore. They're going all these different places. A lot of white men are going to, they're spending so much time in Thailand that one of the governments in Northern Europe, I believe it's the Norwegians or the Danish, they've outlawed or trying in an attempt to try to stymie the influx of Norwegian men bringing home Thai women. They're trying to outlaw it because it's so rampant now, to the point that the men are basically creating a whole new ethnic group. They're bringing so many wives home from Asia, and the women in Norway are complaining because not all countries are worthy of traveling to. I would assume that living in Norway is the same as living in Canada, the United States, or the UK, where you have this rampant group of women who lack humility.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house. No matter.
I'm gonna stop it right there. But Mr. Sperling he knows because he's a lawyer and he travels. He been to some parts of the world, and there are many men have done that. Like he said, that it's not just black men. Black men just gave it a name, but white men have been doing it for a long time. They had this one. They had this where they would meet up and have in Colombia and have retired engineer men who've been and retired veterans, business executives, and they go down to Colombia, these different places, and meet women. These white men was the ones was kicked off, and they would have reputable go over to Russia, Colombia. Some go to Thailand. Some go to the Philippines. That's why I say it's not just a certain demographic of men, but it seems like the two major women that is more vocal about it is black women, and some white women, but they just don't see it. That look what the last video was I'm showing you, how their mindset, how some women's mindset is, and it's the reason why men are fed up. This is why I made this video. Now, women don't understand. Men are fed up. Men of all walks of life in Western countries like America are getting fed up with the mess. And then it's like, wow, it's something like he said, they're willing to die and go over to another country, risk all that. But while women here shaming you, saying she's using you for your money, green card, you're gonna do all this, and then you practically speaking a curse on the men. But if they do, they're not. Even if they did return, they're not gonna come back to you, and by you throwing it up in their face all the time. This is one thing they don't seem to understand. Shaming men is not gonna do it. I don't know why they seem to keep doing this and making TikTok videos and other. It's not working. You're making yourself look bad. Not only that there's other women in parts of the world are looking at you like, what the heck is wrong with you? That are willing to keep their husband and look, and they say, wow, where are all these Western men coming from? Like, wow. And they're getting the best of the best. They're getting executives. They're getting business owners, retired veterans, police officers. They're getting guys that got small, that got remote jobs. These women don't understand. Your days are numbered in America, and it's all like Kendra used to say. You're gonna have to go to another woman, or deal with the man that's gonna play this game with you and got 4, 5, 6 different kids. And so I had to show the women first that still won't be like it's a man versus a woman thing. No, you had to hear from other women telling you this. And now the stats got to tell you. And they got this feminine ideology. And then did you get the one part even when a man cleans himself up, even when a young black man cleans himself up, the women laugh at him? You see what I'm saying? Saying that he's corny for wearing them clothes? That's another reason why. Now, he did like that. He'll pick up a woman overseas. He'll pick up a woman in Colombia. They sure appreciate a clean-cut black man. Not be laughing and scoffing at him. You see what we go through? And then they get online. But this is, you have to see the other side. And men, share this video. You can share this video and tell you why some men they had it. They've gone. They had it, and there's so many giving up. Don't even talk to women. Don't even want to say hi to women because of those different reasons. Women don't understand what's going on. It's their mindset and their Me Too attitude and their feminist attitude. The men on CTV have been trying to tell you this, but you're not listening. But maybe when you start seeing more and more men exiting and more you women, maybe you at some point it'll click and say that you're accountable for what your action. Maybe that tough girl, you can't tell me what to do. Maybe that'll humble you, because more men are leaving. You're not gonna be the winning prize no more, lady. I don't care how you can inflate your butt, your breasts, and anything. It's not gonna do it. So, something to think about. Maybe you need to change. And like the man said, maybe you need to be around some of you masculine women. Maybe you need to be around some women that know how to be feminine. I'm just saying. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Till next time, you guys be blessed. And be a good woman. Try to tell these other women the men are fed up. Alright then, take care.